Hey guys, this is Miss Harrington, and I'm going to go over one of the workbook pages that you are going to use as a study guide to help you prepare for the unit assessment over the skills that we've covered while reading Don Quixote. So this study guide page is PP3, it's page 213, and this is going to go back over and review how to use commas to separate items in a series. Now, we have done this literally since the beginning of the year because this has always been on our homework. So for this particular study guide, what you are asked to do for each of the following series of items, write a complete sentence using commas correctly. So you see this little box here. So they're giving you items that you have to put in a sentence and separate these items correctly with commas. So in the first box, you have pencils, paper, books, green grass, colorful flowers, leafy trees, umbrella, raincoat, boots, long neck giraffe, powerful bears, majestic lions. Now, to help you with this, I'm going to go through and do one of these sentences with you. That way you can come up with your own sentences creatively. Now, the first thing we want to think about, you have to think about the number of items that are in a series. So let's just take pencils, paper, books. 1, 2, 3. So we know if we have 3 items in a series, we're only going to need 2 commas. And we also know that we will never put a comma behind the conjunction that's used with the items. So for example, pencils, paper, and books, we're never going to put a comma behind that conjunction word and. So looking at the next row, green grass, colorful flowers, leafy trees. Again, we've got 3 items in this list, so we're only going to need 2 commas. Umbrella, raincoat, boots, 3 items, means we need 2 commas. And then in this last row, we have long-necked giraffe, powerful bears, majestic lions. So all of these items are all the same in that they have 3 items in each list, which means for every sentence that you put these in, you're only going to need to use 2 commas. And again, never putting a comma behind the conjunction word. So I'm going to start with the first row, pencils, paper, books, and I'm going to put together a sentence here on number 1 using those commas correctly. So my sentence will say, for school this year. Now I am going to put a comma here because this is an introductory element, like a prepositional phrase. So I'm going to separate it from the rest of my sentence because I could really take this out and I'll still be left with a complete sentence. So just note, this comma that I'm circling is not a comma that's part of the commas in a series, okay? I'm going to write it right here. Not comma in a series. So now I'll finish the sentence. For school this year, I will need pencils, comma, paper, comma, and books. So in my sentence, I have 1, 2, 3 items listed. So because there are 3 items in my sentence, I only need 1, 2 commas. And again, never putting a comma behind that conjunction word. So what I just did for number 1, for this first row, pencils, paper, books, you are now going to do the same thing for the next 3 rows of items in a list. But like we said, each one of these only has 3 items, so all of your sentences should only contain 2 commas to separate those items in a series.